Microphone, audio, testing. Okay, here we go. Oh boy, another lovely day before the sun comes up. Also, I looked up Hagenstadt, or whatever you pronounce it, is based in Germany, and it's a play on the words Hagen, which is supposed to say, what was it? Enclosed, I think? Yeah, probably enclosed. And Stadt, or Stet, which is settled, or settlement, I mean. And that does seem to make sense. It's an enclosed settlement. GG, nice going. Now what was I doing? Oh yeah, collecting things. So, because I have this tiny loading wagon, it would make more sense to plant seeds first and then, what do you call it, then do silage. I always kind of enjoyed the fact that Farming Simulator doesn't have like in-game music, but I kind of wish they did. It would be really nice to have a nice TV with the like the true black settings, the ones that make the screen go really dark, and like the QLED, I think is the new ones. It's either Q or OLED, one of those. My cousin really likes that sort of thing. I think he wants to get one, but I'm fairly certain his TV's already like that. He's a TV kind of guy. Anyway, to get one of those TVs, to get the real surround system, or not surround system, the real viewing experience. So get one of those, and then, wait, this guy is, yeah, he was on the way back to the field, to the farm. And just go into like a field or an open area at night, because you can do that, and just look up at the sky and stuff. I can now cultivate this thing relatively safely. Can't go too fast. But the danger of this was I didn't want to cultivate with the grass there, seeing as I can collect the grass for money. But now that the grass is collected, can I like speed through this? Kinda. I can kinda cheat the system. Nice. I had no idea I could do this with this cultivator. I've never tried that before with the cultivator, with this one. Or any one. And I think I tried it with the big one, but the big one takes a longer time to lift up, so you can't do it. You also can't do it with the plow. At least I don't think you can do it with the big one. I know for certain you can't do it with the plow. Hasn't even been 2 minutes. And like half of this field's already done. Or close to half. I'd say like 40%. I am missing a couple spots, but that's fine. Can handle those way better. If I cut down the middle, I can divide this up into 2 more manageable pieces. But so far, considering physical things in my real life, things are going pretty well for me. I went to the store with the help of my parents, Oh, a mission. And I got a couple of things. Oh crap, I gotta move this guy. I went to Aldi, which I believe is a European, like German store. Which I always suspected they were a little different, since they have a different, like, business style, I suppose. They're they have good profits, but they also have good prices, and normally like generic type of food, which is awesome. There's no real reason why you should be paying for brand stuff. Generics are entirely like the same. You can get the same amount, the same type of nutritional value, and everything. They usually come in bigger containers too. At least they used to. And they're cheaper. Works for me. Plus some of the knockoff names are kind of funny. Lucky Charms. Nah. Marshmallows and Stars. Which I did buy, by the way. I bought Marshmallows and Stars cereal box. And also bought another gallon of milk for myself. As well as hot dogs. And the thing I'm excited for, brownies. Like the mix to make brownies. Because I don't know how to make anything chocolate with cocoa powder. You crazy dog? But turns out I already had one. I didn't know. I already had a brownie mix. I made some last time without really wanting any. So I was kind of in the dilemma of, well, now I have brownies. Crap. What do you want me to do about it? So kind of was forced to eat them. Luckily, I made them into cupcakes, which is, unfortunately, there isn't enough in the mixture to fill out all the brownie trays. There's almost enough, but you're missing like 2 cups. That was loud. Anyway, this time cupcakes are convenient because it's a um, the portion itself is the cupcake. You don't have to cut it or distribute it, trying to cut it evenly and everything. You just grab a cupcake. Now, I will admit some cupcakes are bigger than others. But that's kind of like your problem, not my problem. You can just, it kind of helps a bit because you can vary the size, or you can get the size you want based on how much you want. So you can do that with like cutting it up if it's a big container, like I like to make them in the round kind of pie containers. But if you have different size cupcakes, you could also just grab the bigger one if you want more. Or if you just want a snack, you could just get the little one. That is also convenient. It has its own purpose. I wonder if I can do this in cab. A little more difficult. Okay, there we go. This thing is speedy. 26 miles an hour. Whoops. I already picked it up. Then I dropped it again. Doesn't have a backlight though. Just fine for now. So I was considering, what's it called? The greenhouses. And I believe I decided to go for it. at least once for one of them because crap, now I gotta move this guy again. Was considering going for it. I think I did because I moved the straw to the cow pasture. That would provide me with manure after a long while. Especially since I only have like 3 cows. Yeah, it would take me a long time to get manure. Anyway, the cows typically pay for themselves, assuming you have a total mixed ration, which I don't. But if you did, they would pay for themselves within 2 days. I'm pretty sure. With the amount of milk they produce. Most of the animals do that. Yeah, I think that's right. It might be a little different now with the hard difficulty. And the price of eggs I thought was ridiculous. Yeah, crap, I skipped it. I don't think the price of eggs is on here. No, doesn't seem like it's here. But it's like $12 or something in the game. And I thought that was ridiculous until, well, this happened. And now in reality, it's like for a dozen. Depends. Typically around here, maybe it's like 5, 3 something. It used to be like 2 at most. But I've heard cities trying to scam people, charging like $7 or whatever European currency they use over there. Which, by the way, if I'm in Hagenstadt, there is that problem that I would have if I were to do this in reality. I do not speak their language. And the English I do speak, which is most of my language, is with an accent that is not very typical, I assume. It's not here. So, like, for specific people or certain people, like the UK or whatever, I don't even know where they are. I'm gonna assume it's the UK, where they speak English that is not like, it's not the American English, it's not yee-haw or you want some kind of English. It's more like, oh, well, it's also not the I do declare, good sir. It's more the, what do you call it? A bottle of water, as in bottle of water. Boy, there, you got a bottle of water. What? A bottle of water. Yeah, I think so. Then you got like, there's a bunch of funny American accents. Like the pasture. There is a fire. But instead of saying it like that, there's a far. A what? A far. If their house catches on fire, they are screwed. Everybody, there's a far. What's far? But hey, I'm not one to talk apparently. I have no idea what nonsense I would come up with. That would be hard to understand. But I know some people can think of something. I can't. I can't think of anything right now. How convenient, but I can't actually. Oh, actually. Actually. stuff I would that would suck if you have a lisp. That sort type of thing I cannot do. Or I can. It's just funny. But anyway, the point was that some people that speak English like that with the instead of light they go loit. So like Australians or something. I would have very much a difficult time trying to understand them. Well, actually, no. I said that way wrong. They might have a really hard time understanding me. I can understand that part more or less all right. I don't think they would understand me when I speak very well. There's also, I forget where she's from. It's a reporter from WGN. Brenda, I think? Tumulty. She has a very distinct language or accent. I believe it's Irish. It could be wrong. But she's like, today there was a fire earlier today in this building. The fire department says they've been working overtime to try to put out the flames. That type of thing. It's awesome. I think she has red hair too. I don't know if that makes a difference. Not with the accent, but like wherever they're from. Red hair in general, I think it's kind of cool for females. Never met a guy with red. No, I did once. He was an ass. He sucked. But we were kids, and everyone sucks when they're kids. But other than that, other different, unnaturally colored hair is also kind of cool. Seems like a real pain to maintain, but so there's a lot of things that are expressive. I'm gonna knock these people out with the mower. I keep forgetting to put away the map. I don't need it. It reminds me of a funny GPS story with my dad. He told me that back in the day, when the GPS stuff was like beginning and starting to roll out, it was brand new and everything. I think he bought one that had a voice in it, and it would tell you where to go in English. I think it was in English, but if you don't listen to it, it'll get mad. So the GPS would be like, okay, like 3 miles from now, or 500 feet or whatever, turn left at this thing. And then you missed it. Okay, rerouting. 300 feet from now, turn left at this thing. And then he wouldn't listen. And then the GPS, after like a couple times, would go, "You're not listening. Bye." And it turns off. And you have to reset the whole thing on the road. Like, wait a minute. Come back. I need you. I cannot live without the. That's a reference to a Mortal Kombat thing. The bloopers from a Mortal Kombat trailer, I think. It was in one of the games, Mortal Kombat Deception. I think you unlock it by doing something, and you can view the bloopers from the movie. One of the bloopers was the who was it? I think it was Quan Chi. I think it was Quan Chi, or no, it was Sub Zero. I think it was somebody, and Kitana or somebody. Oh, hello. They were like fainting, and he was like holding on to them, And it was supposed to say, "You don't understand. I can't live without you." But he kind of fumbled his lines. So he said, "You don't understand. I cannot live without you." The bloopers are always hilarious for movies and stuff. Alright, so what should I plant? I guess one of these things. Because I already kind of have it open. Ah, crap. Having to move all the way back again. Hello, hello. I should edit where the chat shows up. Let's see. When I collect more money, what should be the thing I should be saving towards? A plow, probably. With the plow, I can, what do you call it? Expand my field so that I can get a bigger yield on the surface area. In fact, I can probably drive this thing without looking. I mean, it's an open field. What am I gonna crash into? Air. Crap. Where's the button? There it is. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippis. There we go. Now, I don't know basically anything of European history. Much. Which is surprising to some people, including my cousins. Because it's very typical in America that you would learn European history, since I think at least it's because the majority of the population is of European descent, and there's like gigantic swaths of America that have American schools for that population, so they like naturally teach about it. And then there's a whole like ancestry thing and whatnot. So because of that reason, I think it's normal for them to kind of discuss European history despite living in America. That didn't happen to me. We didn't learn any of that stuff. Nor of like the Greeks or Romans or whatever. Literally not mentioned a single time. It was the closest we got to it was Mesopotamia. And then it just jumped to like, I don't know, something else. If anything, we learned more about Chicago than about like other parts of America. Even that. And I'm a little more interested in Chicago's history than other places around here. Or Europe. So there's bound to be interesting stuff in Germany, where Hagenstadt is supposedly located. Supposedly because it's made up. But I don't know. From here, there's like a golf course. There's a river. And there's like a wool, a spinnery next to the river. But in this modern time, it doesn't really make sense to have any business conducted by the river. They have a train here. It's the line between field 28 and 27, right smack down the middle of the map. There's a train system. There's also like a warehouse and type of thing like that. Okay, so let me see. I might be able to afford the plow soon. Yeah, it's 32,000. Maybe if I didn't spend the money filling up this cedar, then I could have afforded it. Alright, so let's see. I can plant wheat again, barley, canola, or turn it into grass field. I want to do barley next. So I need to put this here. I can collect the cultivator again. Use it as a front weight. if I get lucky, I'll get another, what do you call it? Actually, maybe I can move over. I'll get another mowing mission. I still need to cultivate 2 more fields. Well, one of them's already done. I need to cultivate a 3rd field. The one way over here. A windrower would be nice to carry along too. So I don't need the seeder right now, actually. I can carry the windrower with me. And next time that my mowing machine gets a chance, it'll come by. So this will take maybe 4 minutes. That means I should be able to get 2 more missions. At least the pop-ups. Hopefully I get a mowing one. Nope, that's not one. That's a transport mission. Don't have anything for that. I even thought about having like a really small front loader to lift the package onto a different vehicle and then like drag it with the faster vehicle. So basically what I do in Farming Simulator 15, I buy a truck and I buy a really fast, a really small, cheap, what do you call it, front loader. So you can drive the front loader to the location. The mission doesn't start until you move it out of the spawn location. So then I drive my truck there. It's the only vehicle, the only car in the game. And it has a pickup bed. So you move the package onto the pickup bed, and then you zoom at 50 miles an hour to the location. And that's how you can do transport missions really fast. But you gotta invest in the truck and the front loader. The truck is like 30,000 or something, or 50,000. I think. I might be wrong about that. Alright, now just wait for either another mowing mission, and hopefully it's the overgrown campsite. Hopefully. Where's the sun? I think that's it. It's really bright. Come on. Mowing mission. Any minute now. You can do it. Damn. Alright. I suppose I can move it from here. I was thinking of either teleporting my mowing machine back to farm and then cutting more grass while I'm waiting. But that's a little risky because what if I get a mowing mission? I would be losing time by not having it where it needs to be. There's a 60% chance that if I do get a mowing mission, that I would have my mowing machine ready to go. But that's assuming I even get a mowing mission. If I do get one, and I move this thing back to my base, it wouldn't be near anything. But that's a risk I'm supposed to take. But I can do it later. No, I'll do it now. Ah, crap. That was the wrong piece of equipment. Yeah, that blue thing's not supposed to be there. Whoops. Oh, I gotta go back here and pick this up anyway. Alright, here we go. But anyway, a lot of things were brought up that I didn't finish addressing. So I went to the Aldi and stuff, and bought some things. Now, Aldi is a little different from other grocery stores that I know of. For one thing, the staff. The staff is paid a little more than typical, which is good for them. And to kind of like balance that and still maximize their profit, they hire as little staff as possible. The most I've seen is like 3 people, maybe 4 once in the entire store. But normally there's like 2. And I can probably start here. Yeah, there we go. So I'm gonna get another mission pop up, and if it's a mowing one, I'll take it, because that's worth it no matter what. Better fix that, because I'm not gonna come back here. The staff is expected to perform a lot of tasks. They're supposed to work hard because they're the wow crap. That's a transport mission. I cannot do that. So that never happened. Spent half an hour in this, and I heard a noise outside the window. I can see out the window. It's dark. There's nothing there. Alright, here we are. Anyway, the staff at Aldi is supposed to work hard because they have to run the entire store by themselves. And they also save some cost and time by having you do most of the labor. Or not most of it, but do some labor as well. So you bag everything yourself. They give you a little area to do it. They all have the thing where you put a coin into the cart and everything. And they have a selection of very wide selection of generic food, which I enjoy a lot. And I much rather would buy that than anything from premium, basically. Like a brand name type of thing. Don't really care for that. I don't think they're much better. And I barely have any experience with like brand name stuff. Because why? I don't socialize or talk about the brand of my food to strangers or anybody else that I would want to impress. I mean, my family knows because we shop at the same places. Who cares? But I knew they were a little different because none of the other stores do that sort of thing. As in having you do things yourself. And a bunch of other things that I thought were kind of cool and unique. We go there for lots of essentials. And I believe they are German. They're of some European company. I don't know which one. I think it's German. I think that's the same transport mission I got that made me have to reset. Trunk trouble or whatever it's called. There's good grass here. What do you call it? So, if I were to do the thing where I go to some location in Europe that has good stats and benefits, as opposed to where I am now, the language may be an issue, because my English, it has an accent that is probably unfamiliar to people living there. It's not like American yeehaw or whatever. It's also not like New York or Boston, where like they'll offer them tea, like tea. We throw that stuff into the harbor, and it's not European at all. In like, good day, sir. I do declare this is unacceptable. Absolutely not. If they refuse to throw rose petals at my feet, why am I even here? It's not that, or the other type of English that's like, a white there, mate. The light too bright for you. The what? The light. There's a light in the sky. It's a little bright, isn't it? Can I get a bottle of water? A bottle of water. Yeah, a bottle of water. Okay, you say so, man. Or what do you call it? Damn, what was the other one? There's another one. Yeah, I can't think of it. Oh yeah, the the virtual farmer English. All right, let's get cracking. We got a piece of kit kicking about. About or a boot. Swell piece of kit, this one. That's an odd looking bloke, that one. So, it's not like any of those. I would have trouble saying words that people with lisp would have trouble saying. So, like, actually. Actually. But then there's also funny American ones, like fire. There's a fire. A what? A fire. There's a fire. What's far? Anyway, I came here to mow this damn grass. Right here. This one. On this field. Hell, I might just turn this field into a grass patch. Screw it. It's very tiny. And uneven. It might not be worth, like, trying to plow it and make it bigger. I've done it before. I've made this field bigger and connected it to that one over there. It's semi worth it, I guess. I mean, every little bit helps. But, I mean, at what point is it too much of a little bit? Anyway. That mushroom looked kind of like lava for some reason. At least to me, it looked like that. Crap, going too fast. But yeah, there was a meme about like the speed limits. Like in the racing game, 50, I believe they said kilometers per hour. 50 is like really slow in like a racing game. 50 is more or less okay in like Grand Theft Auto. And 50 is blazing fast in Farming Simulator. It is true. You are the Flash. If you can reach 50. Fastest tractor in here can reach like 38 miles per hour. I'm gonna try to buy the Agrotron 430 TTV. It's a beefy boy. Not as beefy as the Magnum, but it has the ability to still go really fast and be able to attach a front and back item, which the Magnum can't. It can only do the back one. And it can't attach certain tippers either. The Magnum. Speaking of which, the tipper I have, like the default tipper, yeah, I'm stuck. Just hop out, I guess. Default tipper, I think it's one of the ones that can be hooked together to another one and form a train. But I forgot if I tested that. I think I did, but I forgot the results. I don't know if it can or not. I think the wiki says it can, but I don't know. I haven't taken a single road like the designated path you're supposed to take to go from one location to the other. Just been climbing over the mountains. Here we go. Gonna hang out here, cut down some grass while I'm waiting for another mowing mission. So that's the only way I can make money right now. Plus I need to cut down grass anyway in order to form silage. So let's see. Once I get another mowing mission, I'll be over 32,000, and that would let me buy the plow. Once I buy the plow, I can plow my existing fields to make them bigger. Once they're bigger, then I can plant more stuff on them. But then I would be out of money again. And I need money to buy a loading wagon, a bigger one. I technically have one, but it's the Butcher. It is tiny, with a 10,000 liter capacity. It would take forever to use that thing to fill up one of these silage bunkers. Because the silage bunkers hold like 200,000 liters or something. It is a gigantic amount. And the Butcher cannot move any faster than like 27 miles an hour. And it has a very tiny pickup radius, or a pickup thing in front of it. I don't even know where it is. It's like on the bottom of it. Somewhere in the middle. Or maybe off to the side. So if I were to try to use that thing to make silage, it might literally take like 5 hours. If I were to max out the silage thing, it might take the entire day. If I were just to put enough, so like 10%, it's gonna take a really long time. Because the Butcher is gonna miss collecting a bunch of grass. Even if I windrow it into a single line, it's gonna miss some of that. And I have to circle around to collect it over and over and over. Plus, it'll fill up pretty quickly, which means I have to drive to the silage thing and back so many times. And that's going to be a lot of land area I have to drive over without doing anything. It's just transport. And that takes us such a long time. Finally, handicap. Now I actually have a mowing mission. Faster the better. So just, let's see. If I can finish this off, I don't have to come back here again. So that means I need to drive this thing, take a left, then take a right, and another right, and another left, another right, and I'm done. Okay, so first left's coming up now. Gotta snake around this thing. It goes at cruise control level 3, it goes to perfect speed to basically move as fast as you can possibly go using the mower. Alright, gotta make a turn here. Let's cut through here. In fact, there's a patch I missed over here. Oh yeah. Dry air and stuff. Also might have been choking on my own saliva. Today, right now, it's February 4th already. Feels like the days are passing by. February 4th, 2023. Hopefully today is the year. Or not today, but this year's the year. Alright. Snaked through here. Gotta finish this patch up. And the final patch over there. Hopefully it doesn't take that long, because that mowing mission is relatively rare. I'm glad I have it right now. And cut down some of this too while I'm at it. If you're going to be moving, make sure you're doing something while moving and not just moving. Carry a piece of equipment or something. Make the trip worthwhile. Here we go. I gotta turn into this side here. Get the final bit. Okay, now it's a final stretch here, and then I can reset and handle this mission. 17 miles per hour. You can let it go up to 18. Well, it's not going to go up to 18. It went down. Okay. And I'm done. Okay, resetting. What do I have over here? Oh yeah, this guy. Forgot I left him there. He's supposed to have the cultivator with him. In fact, I could probably sell the cultivator. I don't think I'm gonna need it. Although it does prepare the field a lot faster than the plow would. So maybe I'll hold on to it. After all, it came with the farm. Alright. Handicap is the northern Gulf mission. So it should be the one that I can access relatively fast. It'd be faster if I go up the hill now. Maybe I can take a road, finally. Go through here. Try to climb any mountains unnecessarily. I thought I felt the bed shake. Like a notification. Doesn't really seem like it. I'll cut through the river. 6:03 in the morning. In fact, let me check the weather. The computer says it's 5 degrees out there. Let me see what Google says. Hey, good morning, how do you do? We've got something special for you. Okay, it's 16 degrees out there. Feels like 2. Oh crap, a 14 miles per hour wind. Oh, that's really gonna suck. Oh yeah. If I go running out there, first of all, I'm a little tired. I don't really wanna. Other than that, I'm gonna be breathing in that stuff. Oh, it's gonna hurt. I'm hurt, dog. Don't ask if I'm okay. Hell no. Why would I do that when I could just wait until like a winter storm doesn't like kill me? In the meantime, I can just sit here, play this, ironically with the fan on, and then like in a couple hours, I can make hot cocoa with toast. And I wouldn't have a burning sensation in my lungs. I also wouldn't be all sweaty. So no, I think I'll postpone the running for later. When the winter... Like the thing is, there's also the lake effect. We don't live near the lake. Like it's not over there, like right next to us. But it's near. It's close enough that we get the effects of it, more or less. Alright, I gotta move this guy. Let's see. I don't need the plow over there. But I could use the plow right here. I thought I would pick this up. Just bashed into it. There we go. Right, move up. Turn. There we go. Unfold the plow. Now I can expand the field. Let's do it here. Good thing I collected this grass after all. The cultivator doesn't do anything in the front. It only serves as a weight right now. Pretty good one too. Alright, I'll go into the road here. So keep going straight, and then turn. Probably work on the perimeter of this thing. Keep the little grass there. Destroy that little bit. That's fine. It's technically not even mine. Okay. Gotta make sure I don't go too fast for too long. It'll drop the plow and it'll be a pain to pick it back up. Alright, still getting mission alerts, that's good. Because I'm out of money. I can't even repay the bank. I mean, I can do it like once. I can give them 5,000. That's it. It's not good enough. So I decided hard difficulty would be a good choice for me. Because this is Hagenstadt. Random location based somewhere in Germany. I am not German, nor do I have any affiliation with anything European. So, I do not have any generational stuff. No generational wealth, or farmland, or anything. And very likely, I would travel to this location in Germany as an immigrant. Meaning, I get less money for jobs, for the missions. And based on my like nature and what do you call it, principles I suppose of economics, I would pay the workers a bit more. And that's what hard mode does. It gives you less money per mission, and if you were to hire assistants, they would cost you more. Makes sense. You also start off with nothing in your storage. The wheat is the wheat I harvested that was already here. Kinda symbolizing how I would not have anything as a starting point. No generational wealth or whatever. So it seems like a perfect fit. Plus, I disabled the tutorial, or I denied the tutorial. I disabled the help hints and everything because they're kind of annoying. I don't want to drive over them. And also, I would have trouble understanding the language. So maybe I don't get the hints because all the help is in a different language, like German, and I wouldn't be able to understand it. Which is only slightly true. I don't know any German. But there are some words from a different language that I know, that I'm learning, that are somewhat similar. So I can kind of guess what's going on. But on its own, no. I got no clue. I might be able to take over this, that road there. Oh man, it's going to be a pain to seed with that tiny little seeder. Alright, here we go. Crap, I missed that piece. I can go back and get it. Alright, lift. Now lower. Alright, don't mess up that corner, that edge there. You cannot reverse with a plow. You would break it. But this thing's indestructible. Okay, here we go. There's a little bit I missed. Here it is. Got it. Okay. Is this side also closed off? Yeah, it's ready for planting now. Oh, I missed a spot here. Little part. There we go. So this is all ready. If I wanted to, I could expand it going that way. But it would just be a straight line, which is beneficial to me for potatoes or sugar beet. So if I just keep it straight, there, align and don't touch the controller. Oh crap. Went too fast. Don't really need to make this like any bigger than this actually. But I will. I'll do a second passing coming back and end it there. And this one here. Well, I got stuck anyway. Alright, now reverse direction. Don't hit the tree. Alright, lower. And start it now. Excellent. Yes, that's grand. Alright, the sun hasn't come up yet. Probably won't for another half hour. Actually, no, it probably won't until like 7. Oh, nice. Another mission. Golf course care. There was another mission that made fun of the people. I think it was this one. I could have sworn there was a mission called like 4 or something about golfing. Maybe remembering that wrong. Alright. Another close to 10,000 as a reward. Or not 10,000, 5,000. Alright, here we go. just such an old looking light. Alright, keep it steady. There we go. I just gotta go to the end and clean it up a little bit. Just a bit. I can do that by turning into it. Like that. Good enough for now. And I don't need the plow anymore, other than at the other field over here. So I can drive there and turn this. Once it's turned on that side, I can fold it up, make it go directly behind me. All thanks to the PTO, the power takeoff. It's the yellow bar. Whoops. It's supposed to be sticking out of my tractor. It's one of these bars. That's the power takeoff. It spins in a really fast direction with a lot of torque. And somehow that energy is converted into mechanical energy that the equipment can use to like turn on or turn, like change direction or fold and unfold, that type of stuff. I don't know if it requires electricity, but it's amazing engineering. I'm a fan of old engineering, especially stuff without electricity. So you have stuff like old mills, like in Chicago. Well, basically Chicago started out kind of made as a city, forced as a city, or not forced as a city. It wasn't planned to be a city. It just kind of grew to be one. Because at the time you had the west of America, which is California, and everything up until the Mississippi River. The Mississippi River divides America, United States, almost in half. And it's a river that goes from Canada to somewhere else, the Gulf of Mexico, I think. And everything on the left side is the west. Everything on the right is the east. So the river was a mode of transportation. Where am I going? I need to go this way. A pretty cheap way to transport things, and an efficient way. Because stuff floats on water, you can use the water to move stuff. Alright, put that there. Then move all of this. So, waterways are incredibly important, or at least they were back in the day, when that was your best way of transporting stuff. Plus, you can use it to transport stuff from anywhere in the world because of the oceans. They connect everywhere. So, you want to have a connection point between essentially like a Y connection. So, like you have Lake Michigan and Lake, I think Erie it was, somewhere in Canada. If you go into the lake that's near here and you keep traveling up north, eventually you're going to get into Canada. And from Canada, you follow a couple more waterways and whatnot, but keep following the water until you reach the Atlantic Ocean between the North American continent and Europe. And the rest of the world, basically. So you could use the water to move stuff from the edge of Europe across the ocean into Canada, into their lake, their several lakes systems, and then maneuver your way and finagle your way down the rivers into, I forgot what river it is. Right now it's called the Chicago River. It had a different name before. But you go into that river, and from there you can enter the Mississippi. And from the Mississippi, it's like a veins that go across a body. And you can move to different parts within America. So now you have stuff from Europe, which came from around the world, and you can have them in America. You could have stuff from India, from Africa, from China, from Asia, in random locations like Utah, that's on the other side of the world, thanks to this transport system. So because this spot here was a pretty good connection point, because it kind of is in a more or less stable area, and it connects to different waterways going in different directions, seeing as the Mississippi here, if you go on a certain side, the river flows to the west. If you go on a certain other side that's nearby, it flows to the east. So you're kind of in the middle spot. That is where the city grew up. It started off like a trading thing, and then it grew to like a city. So once you have a city named Chicago, which I was told it's supposed to be pronounced Chicago, which was like the natives' word for, I think, smelly onions, or smelly onion field, which is what apparently used to grow here. So you take all that stuff, and then, crap, what was it? Yeah, the waterways were super important, and then you have old technology that developed near the water. So you have like flour mills that take crop. So you have grain like wheat, barley, rye, all sorts of grain that you turn into flour. Normally, a flour mill is just a big thing that rubs the grains and squishes and crushes them into powder. That's what flour is. And then you can process it by bleaching it or adding vitamins or whatever you want. But that's essentially what a mill does. So there's like technologies for like stone mills, where you have a giant rock that's like a disc, and then you have a bigger rock on top of it, and they have like grooves on them and stuff. And the grooves are designed to crush the seed, kind of like teeth, like chewing. They crush them, and then they fit into the grooves, and the grooves are kind of like a fan shape. They're like spirally. So then they take the powder and stuff, and the shells and everything. Well, they're not shells, but you know, the hard bits, and they separate them by centrifugal force, or in other words, inertia. And you basically have this spinning disc that's crushing the plant, the seed, and everything, and it's creating flour, and it collects like at the edges and stuff. And that's where you pick it up and you put it in sacks and you sell them off to be made into other things, or bleached or whatever. That's a stone mill. There's other mills. There's like water powered ones, but essentially you have a disc with the crop in the middle, and then another disc, like a gigantic Oreo sandwich cookie. And you do that, and you just come up with different forms of spinning it. You could put it on the ground and have like a handle sticking out, and you just like push your body weight into it, can kind of push and hope for the best, that you don't die or hurt yourself, which would end up with you dying, because there's no like therapy or medicine back in the day. If you hurt your back, that's it. Good luck. Hope you recover. But yeah, there's also like water ones that use the force of water, flowing water, through like, I'm guessing, gear systems to amplify the force, and kind of like a bike. Anyway, that's old technology. Huh. That's old technology. There's also stuff like um, the mills they had in Chicago back then, where you could have, what they did was, I think, new, maybe invented there, but who knows. The new idea is, well, the way it worked was, you're a rando farmer in the west of America. So like Colorado or Utah or Kansas. Let's go with Kansas. They're just random locations in the west of the U.S. So if you're a random farmer in Kansas and you want to sell your crop, you could sell it locally, or you could put it on trains and other things. And they would be sold, or taken from your farm in Kansas all the way across to the Mississippi River, and you have a deal made basically with a company, for example. So like a bakery. Somehow you got in contact with them and you made a deal that you're going to sell them a couple thousand liters or whatever units of your crop. And you ask for this much money, and they agree. So now you just made a private deal with them. Then they can do whatever they want with it. So they bought your crop, the raw plant, and then they process it and they sell it, and someone else buys it and they further process it, and it just keeps going down the line until it reaches rando people that eat it as form of their food. So eventually it stops being sold. That's one way it used to work. From the farmer to someone else who changes the thing, the plant, over and over and over and over. But that would be a private deal with individuals. That takes a while, and there's legal stuff and everything. So what the new system is you have different farmers, just randomly different farmers, who all put their stuff on trains and took them over to the distribution. It's like a center, basically. So like you can have 50 different farmers filling up trains with their crops. The trains arrive at the station in Chicago, and the station or the flour mill buys from all of those farmers collectively. So now you as the station, as the flour mill, have individual you still have individual deals with each farmer. So you have like 50 deals made, but you turn all of their crop, you mix it into one single thing, one type of material, just flour. And now you can sell that flour to anybody, and they only have to make a private deal with you now. So you converted 50 deals down to one, as opposed to having to know the farmer. Now the people only have to know you. So now bakers and whatnot only have to be friends with you, and you make it a little simpler that way. Let's see, for strategery purposes, I think I'm going to put this one in the second bunker. Got a little stuck there. And it was a good system. You kind of optimize things that way. Let me turn on the automatic help just to see how much this thing fills up by. It's dumping grass in here. 10,000 liters gives me 1%. Great. That's gonna take a while. How much money do I get if I sell this thing? Not much. Almost 20,000. So if I were to do that, I would have around 40,000. So I need to get 50 more just to buy a little loading wagon. Basically, I wouldn't be able to do it until I have 80,000 money on me right now. Great. Alright, I'm not done picking up the grass over there yet. So I have to drive this slow thing at 17 miles an hour. It's worse than I thought. I thought it was 27. Nope. 27 is a speed demon. This guy is not Evel Knievel. He's at most mischievous Knievious. But here we go. Kind of looks like he has a face on the truck. It's very simple on the inside. Steel grating or flooring. Speedometer, I think. Unless that's the fuel line, like the meter. In which case, this thing is empty. Mirrors don't do anything. Is that just like a regular handle? For no reason? I guess to like hold on to, I guess. There's no doors or anything. It does have a cage, kinda, for like rolling over. So you don't want to die in this thing. The back wheel is pretty well balanced though. Whenever you load something onto a bed, like a flatbed or something, you always want to do it above the wheel first. That's what Virtual Farmer says. Do it over the wheel, and then the next load you want to put it somewhere in the middle, between the wheels. Just so you don't run the risk of tipping yourself over. I could probably demonstrate that principle with logging in Farming Simulator 15. I haven't played that on stream yet. I'm not sure what to do in it. Like, I could go on Westbridge Hills again, cut down the trees, but there's not really a good way to make money in Westbridge Hills. Just kind of just scraping by the whole time. Whereas in, what's the name of the other one? The default map in FS15, I forgot the name of it. But that is a gigantic map. At least it feels gigantic. There's like a giant mountain and stuff on it. And a lot of it is forestry. Which I don't think it's legal to cut down trees and sell them. But you can do it. And no one really stops you in the game. Plus, there's a thing you can take advantage of, or exploit, I suppose, where you buy a tree for like $7,000. I think it's 7,000. And then you can cut it down. It might not be 7,000. I might be misremembering. But you can buy a tree and then cut it down, process it a little bit, and then sell it, and you would make a profit on it. A pretty big amount of profit. And if you sell it at the, I think it's the train station or whatever it's called, the mill or whatever, you would get even more money for it. Because the train, you can send off the train and it will double your income, basically. So you make a profit when you put something on the train, and you make a profit when you send the train off. So it's a quick way to make a couple $100,000. It's a little exploitive, but nothing really that bad with it. It just requires a little bit of investment. It certainly is a different type of game, though. The controls are different, and some of the gameplay mechanics are different. Like, you don't get mission pop-ups like this, which is okay, but I kind of wish you could turn them on. The only downside to having the mission pop-ups like this is they interrupt you, and there's nothing you can, like, you don't know when they're coming. You know it's going to be within 2 minutes, depending on your settings, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20, or never. So you can change that, but there's no, like, countdown or anything that tells you when the next mission pop-up is going to happen. That would be helpful because once that pop-up happens, the A button and the B button are for the menu. And sometimes I'm out of a vehicle and I'm walking around and jumping around. And I jump at the exact time that a mission shows up, so I accidentally accept the mission without knowing what it is, because it's like frame perfect or something. And that's how I ended up doing a transport mission when I didn't want to. Or rejecting a transport or a mowing mission because I pressed a B when I wasn't supposed to, because I was doing something else. Anyway, in FS15, you don't get the pop-ups for the missions. Instead, you have to get out of your vehicle when you find a wooden sign. They're just random signs around the world. They're marked, the locations are marked so you know where they are. But you have to go to them and read them by pressing the left bumper? No, the right bumper, I don't know. You push a button and then it shows a menu of the available missions and what they are, with a little story behind it, and then you select from there. They also have a new type of mission. I forget the name of it, but it is the crop mission. So basically, a certain location, a sell point, is asking for crops. And if you can transport a couple tons, I think they're usually at a higher price. So maybe you could make some profit off of that, but it's generally better to wait for a great demand. If you've never played Farming Simulator, I don't know if the earlier versions have it, but great demand happens randomly every hour. There's a chance for it to happen at the hour. So whenever there's a new hour. And it multiplies the current price of a thing by anywhere up to like 2 times, I think. So that's why it's a good idea to have a lot of different crops for you to sell in a large amount, and not sell them yet, but instead wait for a great demand so that you can sell them all during that time. The thing is, the prices update as well every hour. So sometimes they go up and down. And if you didn't get to sell your crops, all of them, within the first hour, the price is going to go down a lot. It's still profitable. It's just not 100% profitable. It's not the maximum. So like, if I were to sell at, if there were to be a great demand at the mill for canola, it's at $507 per every 1,000 liters, I think. That's the unit for this thing. If there was a great demand, that 500 could very well be 1,000. And if I have a bunch of canola that I didn't get to sell after an hour, as long as I sold any amount, it's gonna go down. The price is gonna go down. And it might go from 1,000 to 950 or 850. So it's still more than the base price of 500. It's just not 1,000. And overall, you would lose out maybe on like $2,000 or $3,000, depending how much you have to sell. So you would lose out on some profit, but you're lucky to have any profit. So it all depends on how much that annoys you, how greedy you want to be. Nothing with transport missions, jeez. I'm thinking maybe I could buy a potato, what do you call it? Potato plant. I believe the big one's like 33,000. Yeah, 33,000. I can almost afford a little one too. I can't yet, but almost. So about 2 more mowing missions and I should be able to buy it. The big one. But then I would need another mowing mission just to be able to afford the seeds. I only gotta fill it up once though. But then I would run into the future problem of how do I pick up the potatoes? Because their machine is $500,000 and like 11 slots in my inventory thing. I could just do a single row and try to use the manual pickup. Not the manual one, but the smaller one. That could work, maybe. It uses up less storage, and it's way less expensive. It's not very convenient though. Come on, just one more mowing mission. You know you wanna. Again, gonna break the plow. Put down the cultivator just for fun. Okay, to round the corner there. Anyway, the example I was talking about the flour mill thing. I think one of them exploded back in the day in the old Chicago. There was also a fire. The Great Fire. There was a myth that, what's her name? This woman knocked over the lamp. That she was milking a cow and put the lamp behind the cow, and the cow kicked its leg and knocked over the lamp, and it started the fire. But that's a myth, because there's been witnesses that said back in the current time that that never happened. There was no one at the barn when the fire started. Plus, there's good evidence to suggest that the people who perpetuated that myth ignored it at the Chicago Tribune, and also just kind of looked for a woman to blame, because it's very coincidental, very convenient that the person they blamed was like the group they hated the most. She was Catholic, Irish, immigrant, and a woman. So there was several things against her and several people against her. Plus, with the myth, they just kind of ruined her life because they wouldn't let it go. I forgot her name. She's a... What was she? If I were to hear the name, I would remember it instantly. Wait, I still need one more mowing mission. Let me see this thing. This is 4 slots and this is 5. They kind of do the same job. I already saved it. I might as well buy the little one. See if it's any good. Besides which, I think I'm done with this here. Yeah, I think I'm done with this one. So let's just return home. Yeah, this is the little planter. Hopefully I can attach to it. If I can aim it. Yeah, there we go. Does stick up. Now let's see how much the seeds cost of this thing. Should be in the other category. If I can pick this up, I should be able to transport this thing in the front. And that means I can carry the planter and drag something along with it. It actually does have a pretty good amount of storage for the potatoes. I mean, I have to come back here a couple times, but That's fine. The big question is, how well does it run? Let's give this a shot. Missing the edge here. Alright, let's determine the end perimeter. Let's go here. The way you're supposed to do it, let's go in a straight line, put down the marker. That marker determines where you're supposed to start the next line. But I'm not doing that. Breaking the rules. Speeding along when I'm not supposed to. I guess I can mark it here. So I want to have a long, narrow strip for the potatoes. Let's see, that's if I'm going to use this machine at all. It's not that bad, actually. The other one has the benefit, basically, of just being wider. But when it comes to potatoes, I don't think I really need it to be wider. I mean, maybe I could do it with less passes. I might just keep this one. I could try the other one just to see if it makes a difference. So what I'm gonna do is sell a random thing, then buy the new one and test it out. So I'll sell. I do with the map. Forgot my controls for a second. Just sell the plow for now. Goodbye the Grima large one. Right, here we are. This is the large one. Go straight, turn, reverse. This one is forcing you to use it in the back. And it has a swivel to it. And a really large holding capacity. I think the other one filled up by now. Held like 1,000 something or 2,000 something. 26.50. This one has 39.75. It's $35 a day. $25 a day. Alright, let's just go and see if I can do anything with this. If this one's if this one serves better, then I'll save up to buy this one. But I'm not sure it will. Plus, I don't want to use the cultivator as a weight. It's too long. This planter also cannot be lowered or raised. It just goes down when you turn it on. There it goes. I'm very familiar with this one. Wow, only 2 passes are necessary. And a cleanup, I guess. It's way more efficient, that's for sure. Yeah, I think I'll save it for the big one. Like that, I'm already done. Yeah, I'll save it for the big one. I think I'll do that next time. I've gone long enough for now. Maybe I'll play something else, or I don't know, lay down and relax for a while. So I will end it here. I'll continue some other time and check the statuses of things. Everything's fine. Okay, I'll be back on a different occasion eventually.